Yo, what's going on guys, it's Scott here, and today we're going to preview Lonzo Ball's 2018-19 season. Lonzo's role this season should be very similar to last season. He'll attack the defensive boards and launch those long-range passes down the floor for transition baskets, or he'll run down the floor himself and keep up that fast-paced tempo. In offensive sets, he'll feed his teammates for easy looks off his dribble penetration, or he'll give entry passes to guys with mismatches in the paint. The most interesting plays we should see from Lonzo will be with LeBron James. They could build a really strong connection because they both have unselfish mindsets and high basketball IQs. Those examples I gave before could perfectly be complemented by a guy like LeBron, as he could be a floor runner for Lonzo or be a rebounder and get it to Lonzo in transition. He'll also draw extra attention to pick and rolls with Lonzo, which will give other players more open looks. And of course, he's obviously a massive threat when given a mismatch, which is something Lonzo can easily recognize. We saw a lot last season that Lonzo's style feeds off onto his teammates, and he creates a pass-friendly offensive culture. When he's out of the game, they play a bit slower and there's less assists. Last season when Lonzo was on the floor, the Lakers' pace was just over 104, which would make them by far the fastest team in the league, but with him out it was just over 101, which would make them 5th in the league. Of course, Lonzo's presence alone, even off the court, helped the Lakers become a much more unselfish team, but Lonzo sets the foundation with his passing ability and his speed. Now that the Lakers have another up-tempo point guard in Rajon Rondo, their style can remain the same even with Lonzo out. The Lakers also made sure to address their depth, as previously Lonzo only had about 5 players he could play fast-paced, unselfish basketball with. Now that the Lakers replaced Julius Randle with LeBron, brought in a rim-running center in JaVale, and even more speed in Lance Stevenson, Lonzo now has the tools to play his style for the full 48 minutes. Now we know the additions fit Lonzo and his role should remain relatively similar, but what actually should be the expectations for Lonzo heading into next season? The blatantly obvious one has to be that he shoots better. He really can't shoot worse than his percentages last season, so not only should we expect those percentages to improve, they should be considerably higher. I always go back to look at his college percentages where he hit 67% from the line, 41% from 3, and 55% from the field. Obviously college numbers are not a very accurate representation just based on the competition, but if he could get his NBA percentages next season within halfway of last season's and his college numbers, he'll score much more. I think if he could shoot 60% from the free throw line, 35% from 3, and 45% from the field, those would be realistic targets for him to hit. If he was able to hit those percentages next season on the same number of attempts as last season, he would be a 12.6 point per game scorer. The most important area for him to improve, I'd say, would be his 3-point shooting, and when looking at his top 10 scoring games from last season, he shot 48% from 3. This proves that when his shot is falling, it opens up his game much more, so if he can improve his shooting, then the strength he gained this offseason should help him get much more easy buckets inside. Overall, I think if Lonzo can hit these expectations and continue to play the way he does, then there's no doubt he will have a successful second NBA season. As far as the potential of Lonzo Ball beyond this season, he has plenty of off seasons where he'll be able to build muscle and study film, which will just be a maturation process. I think with how young he is and playing alongside great playmakers in Rondo and LeBron, he could develop much quicker, and it may only take a few seasons for him to become one of the great point guards in this league. That's all I have for this video, guys. I hope you did enjoy. Let me know in the comments what player you want me to preview next, and if you want to see more Lakers content, then make sure you subscribe if you haven't already, and leave a like if you enjoyed, and thanks for watching.